to the God is a Geek podcast, your new favourite podcast about video games. Mike Ashley vowing to bring Newcastle to the Champions League. Never mind the Buzzcocks being axed, and Ireland flying the rainbow flag as gay marriage is passed via referendum. The legality of it. I read my thing wrong. I am your host, Colm Ahern, and with me this week is the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. What you see is what you get, and what you don't is better yet. He's the women's pick and the men's regret. And if you gamble against him, you made a bad bet now. It's Nailz. It's Dan Nailz.
Hello, Colm. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm alright. How long was that? See, I couldn't.
It was quite long.
Yeah, I think the last time, because my voice was shot for a good 10 or 15 minutes, I said I'd bring it way back.
No, that's sensible. I actually thought you were just going to go, and with me today is Dan Nailz. I didn't think you were going to do the spiel for a second, but I'm glad you did. I really enjoy it.
And Nailz, it is a special occasion because I remember, cast your mind back to a couple of weeks ago, when you issued an open challenge. Well, it wasn't an open challenge. It was an open challenge to one specific man. With regards.
You've not got him in, have you?
Surprise, surprise, Chuck! It's the dog whisperer himself. It's Dan Murphy!
Hello there, everyone. How are you both today?
Not too bad. I'm
Good, thanks.
thoroughly excited about what will transpire later on the podcast. Because I'm sure there will be a fight to the death, as the cream of the crop, really, when it comes to Guess Who will be going up against each other. But lads, I'm also very excited about the possibility of FIFA being shut down. That's obviously not going to happen. But the fact that FIFA finally, after... When did Blatter go in charge first? Was it 79, I think it was? It finally, even though he fucking got away with it, we have a couple of FIFA representatives who basically have been taken to task as the home of FIFA. I believe it was their AGM, and they were just absolutely ransacked, and a load of them were arrested, and it was fantastic.
It was bloody marvellous news to wake up to, I won't lie.
It really was.
It's been a long time coming.
And hopefully, I mean, we have the election tomorrow, and everyone's after dropping out, as is always the case, bar one, who is a Jordan. He's from Jordan, isn't he?
Prince Ali or something like that,
yeah. So, I mean, hopefully, there is still a 24-hour period for him to get bribed, or I don't know, for him to get threatened with physical harm to eventually pull out of the race. I'm just hoping that doesn't happen. And it's like, just give someone else a try, for fuck's sake.
Well, who votes for the FIFA president? Surely the people who are doing the bribing vote, so why don't they just vote for Blatter?
Well, you see, I suppose the numbers, like, it's not. It would be a selection of the people who are doing the bribing, but there are also, I don't know, there's other people that is like, right, I'm not sure where his vote is going to be, so I'm going to have to throw him a couple of bob to make sure that he votes for our man Sepp. And it's like, do you know what's fascinating about Sepp Blatter is that he's
still alive for one. How is he not dead?
He's an evil cunt. I've no qualms in saying that at all. But he, like, if you hear him in interviews or kind of just anything like that, like there was a documentary on ESPN about 2 or 3 weeks ago, a kind of an expose thing, but like a lot of it you would have heard before. And it's like during it they kind of cut in clips of a talk he gave at, I think it was Oxford University. And like, he's quite a charming man, you know? Like, he's a good amount of charisma and can actually, I suppose, make a room fall for what he's saying. I suppose that's how he's gotten to the position he is now, because of being a master manipulator.
Yeah, it is a bit weird considering, he's got 200 odd slaves dying on their ass out in the Qatavi desert building a shite stadium that will be deserted after the World Cup, should it ever go there. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. But yeah, he is evil. He is a villain. He's almost like a Bond villain, or I don't know, maybe even a Batman villain. I think he would fit very well into that universe. Don't you, Dan Naylor?
I think he'd make an excellent Batman villain. I think that needs to be a thing that happens soon.
He kind of looks like the Penguin.
You took the words out of my mouth there. I was going to say.
just shot him like a monocle and a cigar.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
He's a striking resemblance. Now, Dan Naylor, you have been playing not Batman Arkham Asylum, not Batman Arkham City, not Batman Arkham Origins, but Batman Arkham Knight. How have you been playing this game?
Warner Brothers held an event last week now, if you listen to this on the day we record. The press event, and a few of us got to have about half an hour hands-on with the game. I was a cynic from the previous trailers and the fact they were making another one. I loved Asylum, I loved City, never played Origins. And I thought I was just kind of done with Batman, that type of game. I mean, don't get me wrong, they were brilliant, but I thought I was done with it. I've realised, and I thought the Batmobile was just kind of inclusion for the sake of it. Just that half an hour has converted me. I think it's probably my most anticipated game of the year now. Ooh. I've only got about a month to wait, which is quite nice.
And you only got to play a half an hour?
Yeah, only got to play half an hour, and that's how Taken was. Instantly, it felt familiar, because you're Batman, it's basically the same controls, same excellent combat, all that kind of stuff. And from the few couple of missions I got to play, like really short ones, it's a very similar style of like missions progressing. He's a detective as well as kind of a hero. So all that instantly came back, and I was like, yes, I'm ready for another Batman game. And then you use the Batmobile, and oh my god, that is so cool.
Right, okay, do tell, because this has been quite the point of contention, especially on this podcast.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I mean, the best thing I can say about it is it makes complete sense. So it isn't like, I don't know, it isn't like a throwaway kind of gimmick. It isn't something, it's integral to the story. So there's missions that are going to revolve around it, not just chase scenes, but you can use it to complete some puzzles. It's this big, bad, unstoppable, not a tank, but it may as well be a tank. It just goes, and if you hit anything short of crashing into a building head on, it's not going to even slow you down. You're just going to ricochet off it and just keep going. It's not kind of fiddly to use, but it also hasn't taken away from the excellent like gliding mechanic and stuff from previous games. So the city streets are a lot wider this time round, but they're also more vertical. So there's like, towering chimneys and more buildings to climb and stuff. But you can eject straight from the Batmobile into a glide.
That's
and you'll
cool.
Instantly gain height and keep your momentum going. So you can just swap at ease, and a tap of a button and the Batmobile just appears wherever you are outside, like any exterior location, and you'll just jump straight into it.
Is it a case that you can call on the Batmobile at any stage? Like it's not just in missions, is it? Can you?
No, any stage. Obviously not indoors.
Yeah.
But outdoor locations, yeah. I imagine, no doubt there'll be a mission where you can't use it when you're outdoors. It'll get taken away or something. But yeah, as far as I know, you just tap L1 and it's just there in seconds.
Is it like you kind of compare it, I suppose, to a tank, and that's what, like, even when you look at it on like the first couple of gameplay trailers and stuff, we got our first glimpse of it, and it did resemble that kind of the Batmobile from, say, Nolan's films, the big kind of massive tank-like Batmobile.
It's a bit sleeker, but yeah, it's very much kind of a bulky, indestructible kind of thing. But that's really cool. It's really got a presence. So if these gangs of thugs roaming the streets, and they're quite big gangs in the game now, because that's one of the other gameplay innovations. You go up to them, and chances are they'll take one look at the Batmobile and run away.
Oh,
because they know it's a scary thing. Those that do stay, you've got a cannon and a Gatling gun on it, but I think shoots rubber bullets or something.
I was going to say, because Batman doesn't kill people. So
Batman
how can you
kill people.
Is it like L.A. Noire where they jump out of the way? You can't knock them down in the Batmobile?
They do jump out of the way, but then say you park up and you're still, one of them may aim like a kick at the Batmobile or try and swing a crowbar at it, and it'll actually like stun them. Like, it's obviously got like an electric kind of skin on it, and it'll like stun them and they'll get knocked out for trying to attack. And if they don't run away and you do jump out and you kind of get into a fight with them, the Batmobile will help you out automatically. So it'll like, just as you're taking a fight, a guy may just go down because the Batmobile's kind of shot him on its own.
Huh. All right, just of its own accord. You don't like it's...
Yeah, just of its own accord.
Okay. Is it heavy to handle?
No, not at all. It's really loose, actually. Kind of, it's... Well, yeah, I guess it's heavy in a way. It's got like a power slide and an afterburner and things, and you go around corners, and because nothing slows you down, I think they've tried to make a spectacle of you actually driving it, so you'll plow through parked cars at the side of the road, lamp posts, fences, and it will all just go flying away. But because the controls are a little bit loose, you're more likely to hit this stuff, so it's a little bit more spectacular. But if you want it to go in a direction, it will go in that direction. You don't have to worry about kind of, wrestling it around a corner.
And was, like, other than the Batmobile, did you get to see much of, like, the story, or was it just kind of all...
Didn't get much of the story. It looks like missions are kind of multi-part in a way. So there's a mission wheel you bring up, and there's icons representing the different villains, and they've all got a percentage on them of like how far along that particular arc you are, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or at least that mission set you are. So you might go chase Firefly, who's targeting the fire department and just burning things. And, okay, you'll go defeat him once, and then you can come back.
An early appearance?
I swear to God.
They're excited about Batman, it's fine.
He's an absolute knobhead.
Use your powers, Murph. Just like Caesar before you. You are the new dog whisperer.
Shame, he's going deaf as well, so he probably can't hear me.
Go on, Nailz.
Sorry about that.
What was I saying? No, it's fine.
So you've different
missions and stuff.
So is it like, you have your on the kind of quest page or whatever, like you have, as you say, just here's this villain, like here's Penguin, Two-Face, whatever, and just a load of missions, like, I don't know, kind of, I'm trying to liken it to something. Like kind of Saints Row? Do you know have you played Saints Row? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I could kind of see that. So you progress along that certain arc.
Yeah.
For one... okay, kind of similar. I think, it was very brief, and I think the area I was playing was actually put together for the demo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like Nightwing's going in... Penguin's hidden these weapon caches around the city, and Nightwing's tracking them down because they're kind of going onto his turf. And what he'll do is he'll find a weapons cache, and then he'll ring you. He'll not ring Batman up, but you know what I mean. Just have a chat, talk about doing the hair.
Did you see the latest episode of Game of Thrones? Maybe.
Well, I'm sure they have spoken about that. And then they'll go, and he'll basically call Batman in because he's found one, and then you'll go off and do other things while Nightwing's off finding another cache, and then he'll call you back, and then that'll just be an objective on your map. But you could also go deal with like Firefly or find one of the Riddler racetracks that are hidden under the city now.
As opposed to Riddler trophies? Or
they're also in there. There's also Riddler trophies. I asked about that because I wasn't sure because I quite like the Riddler trophies. But the racetracks challenge you to basically do the 3 laps of a circuit, but it changes each time and gets a bit more chaotic. And basically at the tap of a button slides platforms either into or out of your way. And you've got to... Basically, the first lap, you'll go around, okay, you're tapping it, you move a platform out your way, you bring one, in to cover a hole in the ground as you go. But then the next one will have you need to tap a button to make a ramp appear, but there's also a block at the top of the ramp, so you need to, as you get to the top of the ramp, tap the button again to bring both blocks back in out of your way, but also that gets rid of the ramp, so you have to hit it at the same time, if that kind of thing. And I promise they're going to get harder as well. So that was pretty fun to play.
That sounds very interesting. The fact, like, how many of these Riddler tracks are there?
They haven't said. The one I got to play, I think it was just placed there for the demo. I don't know if it's there. But the map is... Well, I was on... The island I got to play on, I barely went around it in half an hour because I was doing the missions. But that island alone is the size of Arkham City's map. And there's 3 islands.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. So...
Again, another point of contention here. Another point of contention, not the dogs. Another point of contention here on the podcast is size of game worlds. And did they? I don't know. Did you get an idea of how it's going to be? Is it going to be dense? Are there going to be things to do in it?
I imagine there'll be things to do. There looks like there's plenty of side missions. So there's going to be Riddler trophies and all these different bits in the open world. So they're going to make use of it. I mean, how much they're going to fill it, I don't know. I think a large part of it probably is like the wider roads and stuff and wider streets to let the Batmobile get down. Because obviously Arkham was quite narrow. Arkham City, was quite narrow. So maybe that's probably artificially made it quite a lot bigger. But they seem confident that they filled it with fun things to do. But I guess only time with the full game will tell us.
Can I ask Dan something quick?
Of course.
You said something about like gangs running away if they see the Batmobile or something like that. So that sounds quite familiar to like another Warner Bros. Game. You know, like Shadow of Mordor, when you'd kill a few guys and they'd all run away. If you like blew a head off or something, and they'd all the orcs would run away. Do you reckon any more stuff like that? Do you see any more like mechanics from other Warner Bros. Games like seeping into the other properties?
I can't see I saw anything else that springs to mind.
Because like
not in the time.
Because it's a bit of an irrelevant tangent, but like how you said the driving's really good at the Batmobile, that also holds in good stead for another Warner Bros. Game in Mad Max, if they can get the driving good when that finally comes out as well.
Yeah.
I was just wondering.
Like, I suppose with Mad Max, you would imagine that... I'm sure, isn't Mad Max meant to be like 50-50 in terms of like...
Yeah,
kind of driving and...
A lot of driving.
But... I suppose what you say about kind of things seeping in from other Warner Brothers games, like even the Shadow of Mordor. What's the fucking thing that I can't think of?
Nemesis system.
That's it. Yeah.
That would have been cool, wouldn't it?
Is there anything else we're missing, or you're kind of like, was there? Was it kind of all about the Batmobile? That was kind of your main takeaway.
It was mostly about the Batmobile that they were showing off, because I think we've said, a lot of people were worried about that, and I think they wanted to kind of get out the message that it's actually not that bad a thing. You know, it's actually quite a good thing in the game. So that was basically it for what I saw, but I'm very excited for it now.
Actually, just one more thing. The combat you said is, it's great because it is familiar, and it's like, and it has been aped so many times, and it's understandable why it's been aped, because it's brilliant. Did you notice much kind of change in that, or is it the same kind of like punch, kick, counter?
It's basically the same. The biggest change is, there's two changes. The biggest change is that there are more thugs on screen now. There's more, because it's on, new hardware. They can put more baddies on screen, but you never feel, I didn't in the bit I played, never felt overwhelmed. So it's still quite good at managing a crowd with the same controls. I'm sure there are more nuances. I don't know how to say that word. Nuances. Thank you there. To it that more time will tell. But no, in the bit I only played, I only got into like 2 fights, so it was a bit hard to judge. The other one cool mechanic is the dual play system, where Batman teams up with an ally for certain battles. So the one I did was with Nightwing on one of the Penguin caches, and it basically means at the tap of a button you can switch between the two. So you tap L1 and it'll just cut like in a sweeping camera shot
kind
to the other
GTA
guy.
GTA kind of style.
Quicker than quicker than that. Yeah, but just in the same room and only at certain points. But one cool thing, when you're not using the other character, the AI controls them and they'll just keep beating the crap out of baddies. But what it can do is there's like dual takedowns. So like you'll tap L1 to swap at the right time, and like Batman will punch a guy into the air, and then Nightwing will come like do a flying kick into him.
That is fucking cool.
Just in one camera shot, going from behind Batman punching him, swinging around the guy in midair in like slow motion to like Nightwing kicking him, and then you'll like the camera will fall behind Nightwing as he lands, and you'll just keep fighting, and you can keep your combos going and stuff in that as well.
That sounds unbelievable.
That was a really cool thing. It was like I'm pressing a button, this guy's down in a really cool kind of slow motion way.
I believe we have to introduce a new character onto the show. As we have, there's an unfamiliar voice in the background, and do you know what? Another thing kind of does that too every now and again, and that's Game of Thrones. Like every now and again, a new character will come on screen. It's like, who is this? And they'll just kind of say their couple of words, and they'll fuck off again, and then the story will keep moving. It's like, who was that? And that's exactly what happened here. And this has brought me on to the fact that I've been playing episode 4 of 6 of Telltale's Game of Thrones series called Sons of Winter. Now, I don't know if either of you have been... Like, I know that both of you are Game of Thrones fans, but have you either of you played the game?
I haven't, no.
I'm up to date. I need to play episode 4 though. I'm a bit enamoured with something else at the minute, so not time.
Yeah, and you haven't played it, Dan, have you?
No.
I mean, like it's very hard to talk about a Telltale game because it is just completely story based. But I wasn't too taken with episode 3. I thought it was quite boring, actually. Really, this is a little bit better. Like Murph, if I was to ask you who your favourite character in the series was so far, who would it be? Playable character.
I'd probably say it's between Mira and the adult Lord Forrester now.
Roderick.
You know, yeah, I knew it was a Rick. I just couldn't quite place the 4 bit of his name.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just pretend that you said Garrett, right? Oh yeah, same as me. Yeah,
it's just Jon Snow.
I really like Garrett as well. And in I found that in episode 3. He was one of the few where there was a bit of progression and stuff, and everyone else was just so stilted. Whereas this time around, he just doing nothing in this one. And we might be on the same page here. Who is the worst character?
Probably Asher.
Yes,
we'll go with Asher.
Asher is horrendous. However, in this episode, his story, it's okay. It's mainly okay because of actually one of...
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, one of the people in his kind of party. But it's I think anyway it's an improvement on the previous episode. But it's like if I was to recommend a Telltale series at the minute, it's Borderlands all day long. But the first 2 episodes of Borderlands were fantastic. But it's just such a shame that Telltale can't sort out their fucking release schedule because it's just like I don't know, you like 2 months is it's just too long. It is too long. And Telltale's problem is. They can't even get even that type of regularity with things, do you know?
Do they have like a recap at the start of the episodes or anything?
They do. There is a previously on, which kind of does bring you up to speed a little bit. But like it has happened to me on occasion where, like at the start of an episode, a character you're with might reference something, do you know, a small little thing, and they might reference it, and you are kind of going like, what the fuck are you talking about? And sadly, there's no dialogue option to just say, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, for people who are kind of following the Telltale series, this is an improvement on the last one, which should be, you know, like there's one thing that happens at the very end of the episode that I, of course, won't mention, but it leads me to believe that the kind of for argument's sake, let's just say the third act, episode 5 and 6, should be good, and it should be a step up to kind of the level that it started on, because I thought it really started strongly. So, yeah.
Without like going into spoilers, were the characters who are from TV show work well in this episode? Without saying who they are, because I think I know who's in it, but did they work well again? The TV characters, or did it feel tacked on?
They seem fine. They seem okay. They seem okay. Like there's one kind of character mainly that's in it, and yeah they're fine. They're like I think that whenever Cersei or Marjorie have been in it, they've been brilliant. Seriously, fantastic. Like, but yeah, so it's definitely an improvement on the last episode. But I was playing Game of Thrones, and you know, while I was playing it, it was fine, and I was getting that fantasy style kind of, I don't know, delight from it, and it was great, and dragons and whatever. I couldn't help, Dan Murphy, I couldn't help but constantly think about the other fantasy world that I have found myself entrenched with, and I believe you are of the same opinion.
Yes, since when did The Witcher 3 come out then? Was it last Tuesday, I believe? Or was it The Tuesday that's just gone, yeah. So a week and a day.
Yeah.
A week and a day. Mate, I've not stopped playing it.
How many hours have you put into it?
I don't even want to know.
Okay.
I don't even want to know. I'd say it's got to be at least going on 40 now, and I've only just got to I've only just got to the third area.
Jesus.
Mate, yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's amazing. I just sit down to play it. Like, you sit there for an hour before bed, and the next time you check your phone, it's 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, what?
So have you history with? Yeah, you played 2, did you? Or am I wrong?
No, I bought it in anticipation for free.
I never played it.
It was like 15 quid on the Xbox store, and I got up to the bit where you've got to start preparing to kill. I think it's a kraken or something, like in the first big monster, something like that.
The octopus lad.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's very early.
Yeah, so I got up to that bit, and because I got a PS4 and I moved my 360 in my room and stuff like that, I could never get back into it, and the 360 controller is minging compared to the PS4, so I just never got back into it. So I knew literally nothing going into this, apart from who a few characters were.
Right, okay. Now, surprise, surprise, another man has also been playing. It's not just the two of us. We are not excluding the other Dan, because Dan Naylor has also been playing it. And I believe, Dan, you have been fucking loving every second.
Not even close.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not very far in. I'm in... So you start in White Orchard. That's not a spoiler at all, is it? No. And then you can do a few bits there, and then you go to a much bigger area. Mm-hmm. I've been in the bigger area for a little while now, not long. I've not put anywhere near 40 hours into it, and it's just not grabbed me, and I don't know why, because it's exactly the right type of thing that should. I don't know. I think it seems to be. I've gone to this new area. I'm like level 3, and I'm like, all the missions around me seem to be like level 5. I'm like, well, or higher. I was like, well, which ones can I actually do? Like, I don't know. I've just felt that there's not been not that there's not much to do, but there's not much that my character at this level can do.
You should do the campaign missions until you're about level 6, I think, and then you'll be able to do a lot more of the side stuff.
Well, you see, that's what I. But the thing is, that my main campaign mission was like level 5. So. Yeah, the one that I went to do, the first one in that area, was level 5, and I was level 3. Now, actually, it turns out that I have done it, and I've done it now, I've realised, but the next one's like level 6 or 7. So it's like, well, and I didn't even level up from that one. So it's like, well, what have I, can I do these missions at a higher level? I'm just wandering around, like, trying to find something to do, and it's great. I was wandering down and I found, person in distress or something like that, and there's some bandits. They're all level 9 with like skulls over their health bars. Stuff. Like, why can't take them on? So why would I even try? But then I can't do anything. There doesn't seem to be anything for my level character to do in this area. And it's not like I didn't do anything in White Orchard except the campaign. I actually did go around and do a couple of the extra bits. So I'm like, well, where's the gap? Why can't I do these things?
I never experienced that though. Whenever there's obviously been a few big things I couldn't do straight away, but pretty much everything when I went to the second area I could do almost straight away. I never had to stop anything I wanted to do until I got to the big city, and that's fine. I think, what difficulty are you playing it on?
Just a regular difficulty.
I'd say even put it down to easy me and just enjoy it, because I think to me it feels more realistic, because he's a Witcher, he's like this renowned hard man, he should be able to do pretty much every fight with relative ease. And it just gets you through the stuff a lot earlier. Because with the loading times, when you die, I try not to die as much. Like, I am absolutely loving it, but I came in here and slagged Bloodborne off for its loading times and its frame rate. So I've got to do the same for Witcher, really. And it is quite bad in some areas. When you get to the city, it chugs like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I've been playing it on PC, and to get it to run. Well, no, you'll get it running fine, but to get it to run nicely, you need a fucking mammoth of a machine. You really do. Like, I'm probably on. I have a mix of medium and high settings at the minute, and I'm getting about 45 frames, and that's as high as I can go. Like, I've turned off as much as I possibly can without the game looking like complete shit. Like the game, The Witcher, it looks good. I think The Witcher 3 looks good, but it's I think beautiful's a bit strong.
No, I think when you're just looking in different, like, just looking, let's say you're talking, like, you're just in a town, and it's just the actual things are alright, but when you're, like, going through the forest and how the light reacts with the trees and stuff, that's beautiful. And I really like the touch of how the trees all blew in the wind on their own, because it gives such a great sense of place. I've never shivered while playing a game before, but when I was riding through some forest at night and all the trees are going mental, I was like, ooh, it's a bit nippy in here.
Are you sure you weren't just cold?
No, I shut my window because I did get a bit cold the other week, so I needed to shut my window. But honestly, I don't think it looks that bad at all. I think it looks, I'd say it looks beautiful to me, and there's face animation and stuff like that as well. It's just outstanding.
Yeah. I feel I just like when you compare it to, like, I think currently the cream of the crop for me is The Order. Like, The Order is still,
it's nothing like that.
I think just now, of course, people listening could go, yeah, but that was developed for one thing, and it's like, yeah, I understand that, but you still have to fucking, if I am to compare them, it's like The Order is far greater. But Nailz, you were making a point before I spoke about the technical prowess of The Witcher.
Well, I've just got a lot of other niggles with it as well. So I'd been playing about half an hour, and the game completely crashed my PS4, which was fun. And then, I don't know, I've had just like, it's an arse ache for me because I'm basically blind. I'm not, I wear glasses, but I wear contacts most of the time, and my vision's funny. So,
right, how is Geralt, how is he at fault for your lack of 20/20 vision?
No, it's not, but like, most games I can sit comfortably on my couch and play off the screen where it is. The Witch is the only one where I need to get a bloody chair and put it like right up next to the screen.
Well, wear your fucking glasses.
No, that's wearing my glasses. I can't bloody see like the writing because it's all so small.
Yeah, that is.
And why the hell does everyone pick a fight with him? Every arsehole in that entire world seems to know what he is, and also think they can take him with a bunch of their mates while half pissed down the pub. Why? He's a Witcher. They know he's a Witcher. I've got a fucking griffin's head hanging off my horse. I can take you fucking pansies any day. But no, they try and do it anyway. It just makes no fucking sense. Sorry, I'm a bit annoyed there.
I think that's a great point. I have seen that being mentioned. That you'll be done. Someone else talk. I think I'm dying.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's got a lot of, I think, and then just like some of the menus are a bit fiddly to kind of go between, like, and so I'll accidentally like I want to sell something now. Okay, I'll automatically just tab like one of the shoulder buttons to switch, because that's what it is in every other RPG. But no, you've got to scroll all the way along to the next bit and then go back and sell your items.
I agree with you there. Like, and even the fact that, like, to get to the map is 2 button presses, that's bullshit.
Swipe up on the touchpad.
Swipe up on the D-pad. Oh, but you're playing on PC Master Race, aren't you?
PC Master Race, yeah. Right. Okay, fair.
Go on, sorry.
No, go on.
No, I'm absolutely loving it, because I can't remember a game I've spent as much time in just going at it. I don't want to play anything else. It's what I think about playing when I'm not playing something. You know, that type of feeling. You might have had it with Skyrim or Fallout or something like that, but I've never had it with any other game, and this is like the first time that feeling of just wanting to play it all the time. Yeah, and I think I'm just absolutely loving it. I was in just some of them. It's like the random stuff you've come across that I'm lost for words. But yeah, I can
You're
see.
in love, aren't you?
Yeah, it sounds like
I'm trying to. And I think a lot of this, it does get a bit laborious when you get to the city with some of the quests and stuff. And there's a character even says at one point, so you're trying to find one character to find another character to ultimately find another character. And she goes, that sounds like a lot of hard work. And you're like, yeah, love, it is. So it does get a bit like fetch questy, but
it suffers slightly. No, not as much as a Mass Effect, where it's like Mass Effect, the universe is fucking crumbling, but come here, would you head off to Mars and get me 3 golden rings? And it doesn't suffer as much because he's looking for someone, and whilst I suppose you're led to believe that it is quite urgent, you want to find this person, it isn't the universe is crumbling kind of thing. So I can kind of forgive it, you know.
And I got that feeling though. I was doing a mission last night when I was looking for this murderer, no spoilers, but I was looking for a murderer and I was running down the docks and so all of a sudden this mission started on its own, a mission I'm not even able to do yet, it's like a level 26, just started on its own accord and you ready to go? I was like, mate, fuck off, I'm busy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do really love it. I think the world they've made and the characters they've put in it, like, obviously I don't really know any of them, but I kind of get some references just from the first couple of hours I played of Witcher 2, but the world they've made and just the political situation they have with people are getting certain types of people getting victimized because of the war, and wars are happening, and just how it's a beautiful world, but it's just all decrepit and war savaged, and obviously monsters are raging through it. It's just, I just love it. I can't put it anywhere else.
I must say I am loving it too. Whilst Nailz, your kind of like little niggling issues are definitely valid. Like the UI could be far easier to get around, and like, yeah, just say I kind of like I agree with most things you're saying, but I'm adoring it as well. I'm adoring my time with it, and I don't understand. Now, look, if ye think otherwise, fucking tell me. But I've heard a lot of people shit on The Witcher's combat. I quite like it. I'm like, am I wrong?
Same. No, were you asking then? Sorry, I was reading something Dan was putting.
Either of you? Like,
no, I like it as well. I think it's a little, it's a little button pressy, but
yeah.
I'm loving it. I like how all the intricacies of it. Like, you can put your oil on your sword, you can use your signs, you can use bolts, bombs, crossbows, either sword, all that type of stuff. I'm really liking it. What sign is your favourite, Colm?
I must say I do use Igni an awful lot,
yeah,
and
same.
What's the Jordan? Is it?
Oh, the trap.
Yeah, I actually am using. I never use that in The Witcher 2.
Yeah, how does that even work? I still don't know how to get it.
It's just I don't like, you just kind of slap it down, and one of the, like, if somebody kind of is in that vicinity, it might slow them down or kind of stuff like that. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, I must say. Nailz, look, you're wrong, okay?
You are
well,
wrong.
no, I think I can see why people like it. I really can. I think it just need to grab me. And I think if I just sit and do some of the story missions, I think that's... it probably will. But the thing I do in most RPGs that give you this kind of freedom, I go off and do my own thing for a little bit. It's just... I just get out there and explore, and it's not really let me do that to the same extent as other things. So I think it just kind of put me off. I mean, I actually agree with you. I quite like the combat. I know, was it Adam last week was kind of down on it a little bit. He was saying it's the worst bit of the game. I actually quite like it. I think it's it's pretty solid, and it just kind of works. So yeah, no, I'm going to give it more time. It deserves more time, so I'm going to give it that.
Calvin's Movie Minute. Do you know what else deserves more time? Calvin's Movie Minute. Because for fuck's sake, last week I couldn't get the other fella to shut the fuck up, so we had no time to do Calvin's Movie Minute. But this week we have to do it, because there's a massive release. To be honest with you, we could have just done a podcast on one particular film. But before we get on to that, Nailz, let's talk about the film that you have seen for the very first time. Now, most people would be astounded by this fact, but I'll tell you a little secret. I haven't seen it either. But what did you think of Blade Runner?
I thought it was great. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it for ages. I've had it sat on the shelf and just never really picked it up. But I had some mates round and we got talking. It turns out one of them had seen it and said it was great, and the other one hadn't seen it either. So I stick it on. Why not? And yeah, it's really cool. It builds a fantastic kind of sci-fi world, which I think is the most impressive thing in kind of films. It's easy to do a good story, but to actually build a world that you want to know more about, it's kind of rare. It's what Star Wars does so well, I think. So yeah, it was just really enjoyable. If you guys haven't seen it, let's move on to what you want to talk about.
Well, I will. But Dan Murphy, calm a second. I can hear your excitement over the airwaves, because now both of you have been watching Game of Thrones. Now, are ye up to date? Because if you are, please do not spoil the latest episode.
Oh, bloody hell!
Yes, I am up to date.
All right, okay, okay. You free reign to talk about it, but be very fucking vague, please.
How did you like this one? How was
Was it good? Yes, it was.
Did you like this one, Dan, compared to the last one, which Colm has seen? I've got two questions.
That's hard to say. I think it was...
Did you prefer it?
Oh, what happened? No, because a lot happened in the previous one as well.
The previous one was...
It had that horrible ending.
Yes. We all know what happened with the horrible ending, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I'm a bit... So, I won't go into detail about that, but that horrible ending, that episode, I really... No, actually, I didn't like this week's episode.
What? Oh, no, I did.
I thought it undermined a lot of the character building that's gone on, not just this season, but for the entire series. Yeah, I think there was a lot of bits where it's like, oh, okay, they've just been relegated to this, and it's like, well, no, they've spent a long time building this person up, and there was only one good bit in it, and I think you know the bit I'm talking about.
Yeah, probably. But I thought this episode was a lot better than the last one. I thought in the last episode, in episode, what we're on episode 7 now, so I think episode 6, Dawn, was absolutely atrocious. And
I didn't particularly like episode 6 either, but I'm just saying that.
I really liked it, and I thought, is it Dorn or Dawn?
Yeah,
Dorn.
Dawn, as in Dorene.
Right, because I really like the kind of dynamic between the two lads. I fucking love Jerome of Robson and Jerome fame. I just fucking love him.
Yeah, he's good in this one as well. Them two, Jamie and come on, Jamie and Bron are good. Yeah. It's just the Sand Snakes are just, they've ruined them. Absolutely ruined the Sand Snakes. But I'm not going to say why.
Oh, have you read the books?
No, I've not read them. I just know.
Right, yeah.
You keep up to date with changes.
Exactly. That's the problem. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But this is way too cryptic for anyone listening.
I think we shouldn't talk much more about it since Colm's up today.
Right. Okay. Can I talk again? Sorry, I just said la 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 and put my fingers in my ears there for a couple of minutes. I can join the conversation. Okay. Mad Max! It's fucking brilliant.
It is. It really is.
Dan Naylor, get down to your local picture house and see fucking Mad Max before it leaves, please.
Local picture house? How old are you?
It's brilliant. Mad Max is so good, and it's like, it's not Tom Hardy's film. It's completely Charlize Theron's film. Like, she's the lead effectively. Like, I think everyone in it is just so brilliant. And your man from About a Boy and Skins, wasn't he in Skins as well? Yep. What's his name? Something Nicholas Hoult. That's it.
The Giant Slayer as well. And what's the zombie film he did?
Oh yeah. It was a
good zombie film.
It was a comedy zombie film, wasn't it?
It was more of a It wasn't a comedy, but it was more like a romantic type thing. I've got the book somewhere. I can't really find it.
But yeah, he is exceptional in it. He is so
he's
good.
Very good.
Like, and it's like one thing that I love. Like, you talk about world building and The Witcher. One thing I love about Mad Max is that they reference these places. They reference. Yeah, we're gonna try and be vague as well. They reference areas in this world of Mad Max, and they never go near them. Like, there's two in particular, and there's another area which they constantly reference, and you see it for about, I don't know, do you know what I'm on about, Murph? Towards the end of the film, where they're and you see it for about, I don't know, 6 seconds, I'd say, and that's it. And it's like, you just see it and it's like, oh, that looks so cool, and that's it. Whereas, like, I could see there being like at least 2 or 3 more Mad Maxes if they're up to the quality of this, because they have so many different places to go with it. And
what I love about the film, it isn't leading on to a sequel in itself. It's a complete story. Yeah. And if they could leave this right here, and it'd be fantastic. It could leave it alone forever now, and that'd be probably. I've never seen any of the other ones, but it's a perfect story from start to finish.
I enjoy as well the fact that, because it is a sequel, but it's like, very loosely. Like, at the start, like, there's no, like, I'm Peter Parker and I fucking got bitten by a spider and what's this change? It's just like, look, it's a post-apocalyptic world. Yeah. Get over it. My name is Max and I race cars and shit. I'm a survivor. And that's it. And it's like, okay, fine.
You know, what I absolutely love is that the story, there is a story, but it's just so subtly told that you could miss an easy detail that gives so much context to what's happening. And it's that hard to talk about, really, but it's like just little bits of information that you would I even missed some of it that I found later. As if I'm some film connoisseur. But yeah, you can miss bits because it's so subtly told just in passing comments about what's happening with this world and this such rundown, batshit society. Because it's just a world full of psychopaths. It's either psychopaths or mutants, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
And not good mutants, minging mutants, or both. Probably both in large cases. Because yeah, it's just so good. And if there is any, I've not actually seen anything myself, but if there's any backlash of people saying it's a feminist film, then go fuck yourself. In all honesty.
Yeah, pretty much. And you know what? That kind of brings us nicely onto our talking point this week. Well, this is kind of
segue.
This is basically a breaking talking point because we'll talk about another thing as well. So you're getting 2 for the price of 1 this week. Dan Naylor, apparently, women's teams are coming to FIFA 16, and this has been announced as of recording, like about 10 minutes ago or something.
Yeah, so everyone knew a FIFA 16 announcement was coming today, but no one really knew what it was, and I don't think it's officially come out yet because, I've not had a press release through or anything. I've not seen it anywhere else. But yeah, it's been spotted that basically it's been a trailer for women's national teams in FIFA 16. So apparently the following teams are going to be Germany, USA, France, Sweden, England, Brazil, Canada, Australia, Spain. Jesus, I'm dyslexic. Spain, China, Italy, and Mexico will be playable.
Dyslexic and racist.
Dyslexic and racist, indeed. So them, and they'll be available in online and offline, and in a match day. It doesn't look like there's going to be like a season for them though, or a cup. But I mean, that's a pretty cool step forward for a game that has always been about men playing with balls.
Yeah, pretty much. It really is, because I remember, was it 2 years ago now at this stage, former God is a Geek man, Ben Skipper, he was at a preview event, I think for FIFA. Yeah, I'm sure it was FIFA, not PES. And he asked about women's teams as well. And they, at the time, they said, yeah, it might be something we're interested in the future, but yeah, right now, it's not some kind of a pressing issue kind of for us. And I just took that as a completely PR answer, and it's like, yeah, we're never gonna see women's teams in FIFA. I find this really shocking, like in a good way, like, I mean, I just would have thought this would have never happened, especially like we mentioned Sepp Blatter at the start of the show. Like, what award show was he at? And he completely passed by a women's soccer player that I can't think of her name now. So I'm just as bad as Sepp Blatter. But yeah, this is really cool, Murph, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely great. I'd never expected it. Dan just typed it up, and I was like, "What? This is new." But whilst I think it's amazing, I do think it has. It does spirit concerns, because I wonder, like, how are they going to rate them against, like, men teams? Are they going to have their own separate rating, or are they all just going to be?
Well, you're not going to be able to play a women's team against a men's team.
Oh, really? That's really good, because that's another question I was going to ask, if you'd be able to do that, and that's good then. And I think another thing would be, you'd be able to create, one suspect you'd be able to create your own women footballers now as well. So if you can, that'd be as well good, because it's just letting, why not letting women play football as well as men, so why not get them in the game as well?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a fantastic kind of move forward for FIFA, and yeah, that's great. On to the main talking point of today. Dan Naylor, what's going on at Nintendo?
Well, basically, Project Cars, which I reviewed the other week and I was really hot on. They've always said that there's going to be a Wii U version. But it's been, at some unspecified point in the future. And basically, over the past, was it yesterday, day before? They've basically gone, it's basically, on hold. They're struggling to get it to run smoothly with the graphics that they want. It's like running at like 23 frames per second, which probably, I'm not massively into all that frame rate and stuff, but even I know that's pretty poor. So it's kind of stalled, and they've said, okay, maybe it's going to have to wait for the NX, the mysterious Nintendo console coming in the future. And basically, that's this is one of the few third-party things coming to Wii U, not just this year, but ever. So I was thinking, we've got basically Star Fox, which we've not seen any of, and the new Zelda game that's been pushed back to next year, and Yeah, what do you guys think? Is there anything else coming to Wii U? Because they've basically put out their usual stable of Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, a Mario game. We've got the Zelda game coming. What else is there left for Wii U? Or are they really winding it down now?
I'm struggling to see what they have left. Like, because they say that like Mario Kart 8 is Mario Kart for the Wii U. That's it. It doesn't look like there's going to be another Mario game for a while. I don't know. Like they could very easily at E3 just say Mario Galaxy 3 and the world would fucking explode. And that would be great. I love the Mario Galaxy series, so I would be well up for that. But like in terms of the volume of stuff coming to the console, like yeah, as you say, there's nothing. Like I think there's actually a good chance that Zelda could become an NX game, because I think NX might be a lot closer than maybe people think. Like the Wii U will be 4 years old, I think. No, am I right? Was it 2011 that came out? No, was it 2012?
It's 2012, wasn't it?
So it'll be 3 years old this kind of November. I see that console's lifespan being very little, just because of like how much of a flop it is in comparison to the Wii. But they need to understand that the Wii was, it was a one-off with lightning in a bottle. Like you're not going to get that again unless you go hell for leather on the casual crowd. Which is why they need to be developing more hardcore kind of first party stuff, or even trying to court the third party developers over, which they can't do that. Therefore the console it's just dead. It's just completely dead, and it's a shame because I enjoy my Wii, every now and again when I play it. Maybe twice, maybe 3 times a year. I enjoy it, and it's like if you look at their exclusives, I mean, they're fucking brilliant majority of the time. Now there is a new exclusive on the Wii U which isn't out yet. Is Splatoon out yet?
Is it next week? Maybe.
Is it next week? Right.
I think it could be this week.
And I mean,
Oh no, it might be out. It might be out tomorrow.
Oh.
Actually, yeah.
Reviews seem generally favourable for that. Like, it's not a knockout as such, but they seem favourable enough. But it's obviously not your system seller that a Zelda would have been, or even a new Mario game. I don't know. Murph, what do you think about the state of the Wii U?
It seems like it was like hung out to dry straight from the beginning, because they marketed it all wrong. Like I was always like interested in games, but I only ever knew about the Wii U when I walked into a game and saw one there, and I was like,
really?
Is that? Yeah, I never knew about. I've never heard anything about it until I walked into a shop and there was one in the bottom with Zombie U or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what is this? Is this a new Wii? Is this a fucking new remote? Why is there a dinner tray for the remote with a big screen on it? It just makes. It was a hung out to dry right from the beginning, and it's no surprise. I'm surprised it's still going, actually. And I agree with you with Zelda. I can see that being like like the crossover thing they like to do.
Yeah.
So it goes on both. So like I think they did it with Twilight Princess on the GameCube and thingy. So yeah, I can see that happening definitely. It is a bit of a shame because, as you say, I've not got one, but everyone says the best games on it are all fairly amazing. But
like you
need third party support, and that's we despite. Not being exactly the most powerful console or anything. It had third-party support. I played FIFA on the Wii sometimes because I don't know why. It was fun flicking the remote and scoring. But yeah, so it had third-party support and it sold millions. But this doesn't because it doesn't run it. They even need to. I don't know what they need to do because I'm no business person.
Like Nailz, is Star Fox? Is that even a system seller for the Wii U?
I don't know. I think it's been too long without a Star Fox game, because there wasn't one on the Wii, and I don't even know if there was one on GameCube. Star Fox. I mean, as I say, I've never played it, but if it's, that's maybe 10 years since the last one, that's not, you're not going to get, they haven't gained new Star Fox fans for 10 years, and the Star Fox fans that there aren't necessarily going to have a Wii U anymore because no one's got one. So it's like, well, what do they... I don't think anyone was that big a Star Fox fan. It was Zelda and Mario were the big ones. There's the reason there's not been a new Star Fox game since then. So what do they do? I don't particularly think it's going to be a system seller. I think Zelda would be. I think, they get a Zelda. But then if that's split between a new console and the Wii U, who the hell's going to buy a Wii U for the Zelda rather than get a new console for the Zelda?
No one. Absolutely fucking
Absolutely no one. And then you were saying about Splatoon, I mean, that's them trying something completely different, because most of their games are single player or local multiplayer. That's kind of what they do. This is an online shooter, and it's basically only online. There's a bit of a campaign, but I don't think it's much. It's completely opposite, and no one's going to play it because no one's got one. And the people who do buy it, who do have one, well, they're not going to be playing it long because no one continues those type of online-only shooters for that long. They move on to other stuff. Though maybe it'll work because there's no other stuff coming to Wii U. But, I think it's... I'd be surprised if there was no announcement on the NX or something at their direct at E3. And I mean, they've said there isn't going to be. But unless they've got a ton of stuff coming, I think the Wii U's dead.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Metal Gear.
It's me, Mario.
Do a barrel roll.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
Hail to the king, baby.
It's time! In the immortal words of Bruce Buffer, we have the two heavyweights here.
Yeah, someone called me out.
I'm so excited about this. Now, if you want, we can... Now, we might get a few last-minute pay-per-view buys here, so if you have any words for each other, it'd be great. Before I give you the rules, Dan Naylor, the floor is yours.
You'll regret coming on this podcast, Murphy.
Okay, Dan Murphy, the floor is yours.
Nailz! Last time you were on this podcast, you called me out. Well, now you're gonna get your comeuppance, son. I'm not a WWE
Lovely,
wrestler.
that was very good. Well done, everyone.
Hashtag promo.
Stars in the making. So this is the part of the show, this is my favourite part of the show, where I get to test the gaming knowledge of my fellow podders, and it's called Guess Who. Basically, for those that don't know, I give 5 clues to the identity of a video game character, and you, in this case, Nailz and Murph, you must guess correctly. Now, when you think you have an answer, shout out your name and tell me what you're thinking, but lads, be careful, as you only have 3 guesses. No looking up the answer, and to the victor go the spoils. Clue number 1. I first appeared in a video game in 1988.
Bollocks.
Clue number 2. Since then, I have appeared in multiple video games, including many different spin-offs, and even 3 different games from 2009 to 2013. Clue number 3. I first appeared in popular media in 1940.
Stop, Mickey Mouse.
No.
Damn, Superman.
No. Clue number 4. Mickey Mouse. Clue number 4. Whilst I'm not known for my brawn, I am an expert chemist, and it must be said, I do like a good laugh too.
Chemist.
Clue number 5. Many people have portrayed me in different things throughout the years, including the same guy that was Luke Skywalker, in fact.
Dan.
Stop!
Oh shit, no, wait. The Joker?
Yeah!
No!
Yes!
Sick! I said stop first, or Dan or whatever.
No, it was Nailz. You can't dethrone the king, motherfucker!
Oh, yeah. Burned, Murphy.
As I say, clue number 1, I first appeared in a video game in 1988, a game called Batman Caped Crusader. Clue number 2, since then I've appeared in multiple video games, including many different spin-offs, like the Lego games and just everything. What was the Injustice, all that stuff. And even 3 different games from 2009 to 2013, obviously the Arkham series. Clue number 3, I said I first appeared in popular media in 1940. I thought if I said comics, it might be a little bit too on the nose, so I just kind of, left it like that. And whilst, clue number 4, whilst I'm not known for my brawn, I am an expert chemist. This is what Wikipedia tells me. And it must be said, chemist. I do like a good laugh too. Obviously, the Joker. And of course, clue number 5, the fact that the man who played me was also Luke Skywalker. Of course, Mark Hamill, who is also famous for his portrayal of the Joker in TV and, of course, the Arkham series. So well done, Dan Naylor. I mean, you issued the challenge and you retained your crown.
Yeah, I think
I've still got the records.
You know, if anyone else wants to throw down, just come at me anytime.
Do you want to issue any other challenge? Is there anyone else who can step up?
No, because Adam's crap at it. So.
That's true. Yeah. Calvin is terrible at it. Stubbsy, if it's not a MOBA character, he doesn't know what's going on. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll have to have a game with you.
Maybe you will. Maybe you will.
And that just about does it for this week's episode of the God is a Geek podcast. And of course, as we always do, we ask that you rate and review us on iTunes, because why wouldn't you anyway? It's fucking brilliant. And be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And tell your friends. Don't let us be your little secret. And you can follow us all on Twitter as well. Dan is at... Nailz is at Max Shanks. Murph is at Murbrowski. And I am at Colm_Ahern. And of course, the site that we do things for, God is a Geek, you can find them on all the social media things as well. God is a Geek is on Twitter at God is a Geek. And on Facebook, facebook.com/God is a Geek. On YouTube, youtube.com/God is a Geek. And of course, GodIsAGeek.com itself for all your news, reviews, podcasts, videos, previews, features, opinion pieces. Fucking anything you want in a video games website, just go to godisageek.com. And as I say, that just about does it for this week's episode. We'll be back next week as always, but it is that time of the week, sadly, where we have to bid our listeners farewell. So say goodbye, Murph.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Nailz.
Goodbye, Nailz.
And say goodbye, Colm Slán Gafol.